Hello and welcome. We are in Playday 8 here for the Western Conference North America Contender League. We're going to see Humble Fraggers rivals taking on Rated Gaming. I'm joined here with Clay and Bolt Action Toast as the observer. Clay, you were on Rated Gaming, so who are we looking out for on the side of Rated? Well, okay, Clay, I appreciate your input there. So from what I've seen so far, Rome is pretty nutty. Yido is also nutty. And then for rivals, they're currently sitting fifth place. They're trying to get a win here. I know like the middle of the table is kind of neck and neck. And I believe Rated Gaming's only going to be 1 point behind Disrupt. So they're going to be looking to get 3 points here, secure the victory. And if Disrupt is not able to secure the 3 points tonight, Rated will leapfrog over to back into first place as we near playoffs. The map bans are out. First map off the board's Coastline. Then we're going to see a Villa ban, followed up by Consulate. I'm glad we're not going to Consulate. Absolutely hate Consulate. I say that every week. Followed up by Theme Park. Rivals have the choice here. Are we going to Clubhouse or are we going to Oregon? We have seen Rated take Humble Fraggers Reapers to Oregon and absolutely dominate. And we're going to Oregon with Rated Gaming starting on defense and Rivals starting out on attack. We are seeing an Oregon game for the second time here. It's Poggers in chat.
I do apologize about that, Ghost. I was muted, did not realize it. I did say Rome, by the way, even though I was muted. So good call on that one.
No problem. We've all been there.
On top of that, though, I would honestly, I'd be watching out for Dax too. Newest player on the team, maybe has something to prove. Being a support player, and I think we've seen some of his clutch potential in the last game on Monday.
You hear, guys?
So Oregon, a new map, but we've been playing a lot of Oregon lately. Bans coming out. As for operators, I'm kind of feeling the Thatcher ban.
I'll be ready in about 30 seconds.
We saw Disrupt Gaming bring a Montaigne here, and Madcox absolutely pogged on it. So, do you get rid of the Monty? Are you doing a more of a Thatcher Maverick, Thatcher Hardbreach, Thatcher Capto? I think Thatcher's an automatic just to make it harder to get into those walls. But at the same time, it could come down. We could see some spicy new bans here as well.
I definitely see Rated banning out the Monty. If anything, I would definitely see it fall in line more with like the expected bans, especially for the attacker side. I would definitely not be surprised to see Thatcher and a Maverick be banned out, honestly, because especially for the dorms site, that that split push is a very meta push for the attackers on that dorm site. So getting rid of one of those hard breachers makes it a little bit easier.
For defense, Echo is still soft banned, so we're not going to be seeing him play today or banned out, but we're going to be going ahead and we're probably going to see the mirror ban. As well as I have a feeling Valkyrie will probably get banned out. The Intel, we've been seeing a lot of good Valkyrie play. The Intel's there. The C4 is nice to have, and the MPX is not the worst gun in the game. But granted, it's not the best. But as the first ban comes out here, we're going to go ahead and see the Thatcher. Rated Gaming, we both called it here. So we'll see if we can go 2 for 2 here. See if Rivals are going to go ahead and ban the Maverick. That was a quick decision there. As the ban comes out, that's going to be the Thermite down, no hard breach, so it's only going to be Habana and Maverick. Wow, okay. That kind of caught me a little bit off guard, especially if you're attacking first, taking out the Thermite.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting ban, but leaving the Maverick up, I definitely would say, I mean, not necessarily a mistake on Rivals ban. The Maverick is incredibly strong and not countered by any sort of wall denial, so...
And the Mozzie ban coming out for Rivals on the defensive side, it's kind of out of left field for me. I don't think Mozzie's that overpowered after losing his super shorty. The mirror ban coming out, kind of expected that one.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Mozzie's a target ban.
Probably. That's the only reason I can see why that would be a thing. To be honest with you, without the super shorty, Mozzie's roam potential kind of went down. I mean, he has a C4 and he has those 3 pests. But to me, that's kind of like a Valkyrie. And but Valkyrie has guaranteed intel. Meanwhile, Mozzie has to get those drones. But I guess Humble Fragger's rivals have done their homework today. They watched the VODs and they've seen Rated Gaming playing the Mozzie, and they decide that's just too much. But we're going to see Rome here take the Valkyrie.
Yeah, Valkyrie kind of essentially does, you know, the same job as Mozzie in a broad sense. It's an intel gathering operator with a little bit less effort because you don't have to wait on pests to catch the drone and deliver you the intel. You can just set up the cameras, and doesn't look like Humble Fragger's brought an IQ either, so if they're not keeping their eyes open, they definitely could potentially miss some of those black eyes.
Now, while it is an intel operator, Mozzie does provide that intel denial on the side of the defense as well. So that's 3 drones that the attackers no longer have. Meanwhile, just Valkyrie just has her cams. That's just defensive. But we're going to go ahead and see the upstairs defense here first as the site is set up. Nothing really changing too much. Some Valkyrie cams going out here to watch the bomb site as she goes ahead and rotates down. We saw a couple of rotate holes upstairs in the dorms, allowing the team to rotate from attic and freely in between sites. Valkyrie's struggling to hit the camera, finally gets it. She can go ahead and rotate towards what was small tower. Maybe she's going to look for a cheeky little spawn peek here after the 10-second grace period is up.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped. Attackers
She's going to go ahead and just wait. I think they're going to be spotting people out there on the default cams if they're still up. However, our attackers are going to move over towards garage and then immediately start going up towards master bedroom. Drones are coming out here. I like Humble Fraggers bringing the Jackal here. Get this roam presence down. However, they're not utilizing it. They're pushing the site where the objectives are as Valkyrie goes ahead and jumps out the window. Not going to land anything. Not going to see anyone. Going to go ahead and jump back in the window here. For me, Jackal needs to go over towards small tower and start. That's where your room is going to be. Small tower, big tower. But we see Thermite already in through master. It's drummed out. It's clear. That's going to be the Habana, and the wall is going to be going ahead and getting open. Rated Gaming brought no wall denial, so this is a free what was generated. That wall is going to be open. Well, my discs are going to be coming out. You still see a couple roamers downstairs looking towards garage and small classroom. But Humble Fraggers are deciding, or electing not to go downstairs at all, and they're just going to push upstairs. The Jackal.
Go ahead.
The Jackal scan's out there at someone in meeting who's sitting on top of the stage there, so they know Valkyrie's going to be over there towards the big tower. However, pre-fires are coming out. Jackal might be a little overextended here. Needs to play safe with this team until his team's able to get the intel. There's still a C4 from below as we see the first kill come out on Enzo. Gets the kill on the Spidey. That's going to be your rewind. Well, my down. No more disc will be thrown.
Yeah, that's a big early pick. Getting rid of those discs, make sure he probably hasn't put down more than 2 or 3 this far into the round, so definitely not going to be as much of a burden when it comes to time to push the site.
So we're seeing a nice angle being held here by the Sophia as Jackal's going to be nearing in, taking some pre-fires there as Maverick goes ahead and holds a crossfire. No shots landing, almost everyone's still in the defense at 100 HP, but we're going to see the C4 below. It exploded, nothing landing. Absolutely no damage coming out. I think Jackal may have taken a little bitty hit there, nothing too much. As we see the attackers trying to push into sight here, it's kind of at a stalemate. They've been inside Master, inside the closet for a very long time, but we're going to finally see Enzo on the Sophia come and apply pressure from a different angle. However, Rated Gaming is locked down as we see the Maverick push in, get the kill on the Bobs. It's a 5v3, but we can see an immediate reflect from the Valkyrie. Bully Monkey pushes in, gets a kill onto Vito. A second kill comes out. It's going to be a 1v4 situation. If anyone can do it, it's going to be the Maestro with the 81 bullets and the Evil Eyes. However, he's going to be pushed by the Sophia, and nothing's going to land as Humble Fragger's rivals take the first round.
It was kind of dominant. They really kind of narrowed themselves in, only pushing from master bedroom side, but the rappels definitely holding good crosses between the open hard wall and the person holding the angle through the dorms window, or through the games window. Definitely cut off a lot of angles and actually pinched down the defenders to not be able to rotate more than I was expecting.
So if you're playing on Rated Gaming after that first defense, what are you changing?
The only change that I could see, if they're going to keep focusing on that one-sided take and not trying to split, is a little bit more early aggression on the master bedroom. You know, maybe a pre-placed nitro if that's all they're going to be entering from. maybe have a shield from taxidermy into
Attackers
between
need to
taxidermy and
locate and
dorms
defuse as many
door,
bombs as they
and have someone play that aggressively. We did see that Jackal kind of push really far out and almost overextend himself, and didn't get caught out for it, luckily for him. But yeah, I would just say more early aggression from the defense. They definitely just seemed to sit and wait for the attackers to take over the site before they tried to make a play, and by that point it was too late.
So we're going to see the defenders go back upstairs as we're seeing the end of the prep phase coming out. The reinforcements still going up.
10 seconds to go.
Hopefully they're able to capitalize on exactly what you said and turn this round around. I think they missed that drone. I don't think they saw it. But I like the mute here being brought, so that's going to be an instant wall denial. Making sure, because Humble Frager's rivals did not bring any like an IQ or anything, so they're gonna have to go from below and blind fire through that, or maybe they'll try to use the Maverick here on the wall. But even then, that hole's gonna go two ways as some pings are going out.
Yeah, kind of interesting to see how they're set up. It still looks like they're sending two roamers down below. Rome swapped out the Valkyrie to the Vigil, probably tried to waste a little bit more time, but again, they did not put any first floor presence down, so that ERC scanner is not going to really do much. Ooh, he just got misdroned in meeting. This could potentially be a good early pick.
The second drone comes out, and I still think that was another missed drone. Sophia's in over there by the Z hallway. That drone's going up towards the main lobby. Habana's gonna be repelling up. If that sound is given out, but someone's gonna be out there towards White Phantom and got a couple players sitting inside garage. However, we're gonna see Guido on the heavy roam here, still downstairs, and Habana's gonna make her way up towards master bedroom and get some Habana pellets, Kairos onto the wall and try to open it up. They got the mute jammer off, and the wall's gonna be open.
Yeah, I definitely think these roamers need to start collapsing in on this attacker push for this round to not end up the same way it did
Bomb
last
has been
time.
located.
We see the Nomad rotating out of garage. Drone still coming out. The intel's not there. I don't think they have a good knowledge of where the defenders are still at. But we're going to see Cashew starting to push in as Vigil's now roaming from Big Tower back towards meeting to maybe try to get a push with Yido onto the main stairs. But Yido just gets shunned out there and has to fall back downstairs. So we only have 3 on site. As we see Spidey pick up the first kill on the Cashew. That's a huge kill to start off the round as we see an engagement between him and the Sophia outside the double window there. No shots landing on the person sitting behind the bunk. That's not a fight you want to take against NACL.
Looks like rivals are having a slower time. I think these roamers still lurking below is maybe giving them some worry. But they did start to push the execute around this time, and it doesn't look like they're really setting up for it. They're kind of all still really spread out.
That was a wasted Nomad charge there into the attic as Spidey was able to immediately deal with that. But we see the frag come out from Honda onto Yido. That's going to be your Jaeger down. We're going to be an even man count here. That was a nice repel kill there as the frag comes out. But Bob's going to get the kill on the goalie monkey, and that's going to be the diffuser down. 15 seconds left in the round. The push coming out. Another man down. That's Habana. Maverick pushes in. Sophia pushes in. Sophia's down and killed. This could be a 1v4 situation. Honda lever. It's all up to you. He's going to be dancing around, but no, that's going to be the SMG-11 finishing him off, and that's going to be the first round for Rated Gaming. They did exactly what they needed to do. That heavy roam presence there was just too much for the attackers to deal with. The lack of intel for that site execution ended up with a Rated Gaming round.
Yeah, this was a little bit too spread out when it came to that time to execute. You know, they did have the Zof on the double window like they did last time, but then the Maverick was repelled on the kids' dorms window, which is a good idea in essence, but at the same time, if the rescue team isn't pushing from a direction, you're not going to be able to really cut much off. That really just boiled down to Rated holding on to some better angles than they did last round and not giving up those early picks.
So we're going to be going ahead and moving down now. We're not going to see kind of a split site. What I would like to see would be the meeting kitchen. I love that site. I think it offers a lot of different unique plays for the defenders and attackers to execute. But we are going to be going downstairs to the basement. We're We're gonna be seeing this new rework in place where that hatch still gets reinforced. It's not as viable as it used to be. You can't just open the hatch and drop on the site and plant. You still need to reinforce it, however, and with the addition to the freezer over here and the newish look on the back by the construction site, I feel like this is an attacker-sided site, in my opinion. There's just too many ways for you to push. There's too many angles for the defenders to hold. If you have too many people off-site, it's easy for the attackers to go ahead and get that intel and to push in the site, and then the post-plant situation, in my opinion, is in favor of the attackers.
Yeah, definitely. This site can very easily be won by the attackers. You know, it's definitely just about concerting your efforts into the right place. You know, doing that freezer take isn't unviable, but if you don't have the right utility, right operators to be able to make that push, you can definitely get pinched and choked out through that wall, especially if that's your singular focus, which, I mean, to the last 2 rounds, it seems like Humble Fraggers have been singularly focused on taking from one spot and not trying to set too many people to try to come down and collapse on the site, which potentially could be an undoing.
This is where I don't necessarily agree with the thermite ban in the beginning, because that's going to mean Habana and Maverick are going to be competing for hatches and walls. Maverick's going to be on top of the first hatch in the main lobby here. See, it just, for me, it just takes too long. So if you have the thermite and you have the Habana just goes in there, she gets 3 hatches by herself, and then you have your thermite that's able to go down to the old construction site, push in there, and then open up site like you normally would through red. But no, we're going to see the Maverick struggling to map trick this hatch.
Yeah, him missing that spot on the hatch right there means that he won't be able to open up a second if it's needed, and he may not have enough to mav trick an entire half wall. So that could potentially hurt them going into the push into the late rounds.
Yeah, you see Maverick players at the higher level able to get 2 hatches plus with their canisters. So that's something that a lot of players take for advantage. That's a skill that's not necessarily given. As you see, a C4 ripped up here, nothing landing above freezer. There is a player there, but if you're that attacker, you're not going to be able to. Oh, the Goyo shield is lost, so that's going to allow you to push through the freezer now. However, we see us just going ahead and stacking upside main lobby.
That's a big mistake, and missed on the rotate from the Goyo. That's really unfortunate. That means at best they can potentially get a crouch hole on the freezer wall if that's what they're still trying to do.
We see the Candelas coming out, and Ying pushes in, but Spidey immediately answers with the frag. And then the second one, the Wamai's going absolutely nuts. Spidey's going off here. The Nomad picks up on the corner as Enzo picks up one in the background, but that's going to be the Nomad down. This could be a 1v4 situation as it's just down to Honda. And as I say that, Rated Gaming eliminates the last member to take round 3.
Yeah, Spidey definitely did a good job holding that freezer and assisting his teammate there. Rome on the Goyo was full blind, laying prone on the lockers, and the Nomad missed him laying prone there, and Spidey came in and swung the doorway and ended up getting that triple. That was a good job by him countering the push and making sure his teammate stays alive.
Anytime a Ying is on the board, I get a little bit scared, a little bit of a PTSD there with how many Candelas can be thrown at you and the amount that you just can't see. But unfortunately, it didn't work out there in the end. It was
being full blind by 3 Candelas is it's not fun.
It was kind of interesting though that only the Ying pushed up. Usually you want to throw your Candelas a little bit further, let them go out, and yeah, maybe Ying needs to be the first one to go around the corner because she's got her goggles on, but there was no one else on Rivals with her there for that push, and so she was able to get picked off.
Yeah, Combo was still on the hatch and dropped after the Ying had already gotten picked. He would have dropped maybe probably a second or 2 earlier. He probably wouldn't have been able to at least get the refrag, but still, there was 2 guns on the defense holding the angle on that hatch drop. I don't know how well that would have worked out for him, and it looks like we're going to be doing a kitchen dining instead of the kitchen meeting like we were hoping for.
Yeah, you see a lot of times, like teams that have a lot of momentum on this map, especially on that last side that we saw, and teams that do very well are teams that push from the construction side. If you can get control of construction, big tower stairs and all that, that allows you now to freely rotate main stairs and push from multiple angles in the freezer. If you don't get control around the map, if you're just doing a spearhead attack, it's not going to work out.
Like I said, prior to the attackers getting out on the field that last round, the freezer take can really come back and bite attackers if they're not trying to put pressure from the main stairs or from trench. It's kind of like the same way you want to attack dorms. You know, once you take master bedroom or once you take attic, you flip over and take the other side. It's kind of the same premise with the basement. If you're gonna take one, you kind of need to take control of the other because it creates a giant pincer on the defense and makes it really hard for them to be able to move around the site.
Yeah, they kind of got bottlenecked last round. As we see, Rome coming out, Dax with the Maestro and the 81 bullets gets the opening kill on the Cashew. That's not what you want to see if you're already down, especially on a tertiary site, as we see Rome doing some reconstruction into the ceiling here.
Straight through the doorway. It's a nice job holding that vertical angle opened up by assuming one of the shotgun players.
What we are going to see, Rivals now taking top control here. They have a lot of soft destruction. They have the sledge. Sophia has a couple impacts there. We saw Habana already working on the hatch.
That could come back on these attackers is they're not trying to take that small tower control. Having that small tower control, you can open up vertically right over the dining room, which is where it seems like most of Raided's defense is playing from. So, I mean, they can give them kitchen for free, but kind of like how it was last round, a kitchen's kind of a bottleneck. You know, besides the meeting hallway, you really don't have another way out besides the other side, which is dining.
Interesting hold the Habana just made there. That wasn't at like a foot level. So you're gonna have the vault in there as the Wamai disc goes ahead and catches that first impact charge. The hatch is open. As we see, the attackers are just they're at a standstill almost. They're waiting for a play to happen instead of making the plays themselves. As we see Habano looking into kitchen here, trying to get a peek, but they're stuck. And then Maestro has his 81 bullets, but Spidey taking a lot of damage here as the kill comes out, and that's gonna be Enzo on the Sophia down and out.
Defense, especially when it's coming down to 20 seconds. Capitao did trap them into the server, and Habana is flanking around. This could potentially swing it in the attacker's favors if she can catch him.
We're looking as Habana lays down some fire. We're gonna see Goalie Monkey taking the play, but no, he's gonna be immediately killed by the Jaeger. That's gonna leave it all up to Combo and Sledge. Bob's hitting someone, but no, he's killed. Can they get the plant down? The plant's going down right now. Sledge just had it down. Honda has it. Does Yudo see it? Yudo gets one kill, but they don't know the Sledge is planting, but Yudo is able to save the round there at the end. Oh, I thought the plant was going to get down, and I thought the Capitao was going to be able to win that round.
Good job by Yudo. Clean that up. Got a little tense there right at the end.
It did. I don't exactly know where Habana was holding there. As the plant's going down. No, it was the Sledge. I don't.
Habana was out in the hallway in Z. She got 2 picks from server, and then I believe she got traded out after she picked up the 2 picks.
Yeah, you just pushed in there and then just killed both of them. If you're Habana there, you almost have to rotate back towards meeting because he's gonna be planting in that corner behind those boxes. So if you can just hold the angle there from the attackers coming from the opposite side pushing in, that round might come out different.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
But that kind of brings us back to our first point where our attackers are just kind of stalling out. We get to that part where the intel should already be gathered and you should have your site execution in mind. But instead, it seems like they're just grasping that air. I think they're being denied that intel, and so they're just they're playing more reactive more than proactive.
Definitely see the attackers, you know, they're doing a really good job getting into their, you know, starting positions and clearing, you know, a lot of map early, and then once they take that control and start using some of that hard breach and getting the wall open and clearing out some ADSs or Ramai discs, whatever it may be, once they get past that point, they definitely seem to stall out a little bit. And last round, you know, after Habana got the pellets on the wall and opened that meeting wall into dining, we didn't really see the attackers do much of anything until it got down to about 20 seconds.
And Rated Gaming's taking full advantage of that. The slow push on the attack. Rated just like, okay, we'll sit back on site. We'll wait for you guys. As we see our first person disconnect, we are after prep phase, so no rehost will be issued. Rated Gaming's going to have to play a man down this entire round. Hopefully that player is able to get back in, but we will see.
Hopefully, well, it was Spidey on the mute. Hopefully, he's got his jammers down to help deny some of the intel. Missing that shotgun SMG 11 could potentially hurt the defense.
The vigil's going to be scanned here as we see the PDW being brought out here with the ACOG. I hate the PDW and ACOG, but that's just me. The hatch being open here. They're trying to press, but no one is back on Big Tower. I think Maverick's the only one over there. And that's going to be enough. That's going to be roam off the board. So now, playing a man down, you get the opening kill against you. Now you're in a 3v5. This is very unfavorable for Rated.
Pushing, going more for the attic side take, which could change around into their favor besides the obvious man count.
So Mav gets the wall soft, but he had no one over there with him to kind of do the destruction. As we just hear fire, it's raining fire over there by attic.
At least he's got the Nomad there to help him now.
And it might not be pretty, but that's gonna work. As we see Cashew picking up the kill on the Bobs, we're in a 2v5 now. Humble Frager's rivals taking full advantage of this man count as they're getting the drones out. They're pushing in. This is the site execution we've been waiting for. So you know exactly. There's only 2 people. You have the ability to push in. One of them's in attic. You just droned it. You saw your drone get denied. The frag grenade comes out. There's a smoke canister. Nothing landing. Flash is coming out. 2 smokes go down. Habana's gonna go ahead and try to get the plant. Maestro has 81 bullets. Can he do anything here? No, the plant's gonna go down. You're in a 5v2 post-plant situation. As Yudo picks up the first kill, looks in the attic. He's not gonna see anything. Get the guy to go ahead and back off here. But no, there's someone laying prone in the attic. He downs him. That's gonna be the Nomad down and out. As we see Yudo now on 1 HP, but Dax is at full health. We have 2 players for Humble Fraggle Rivals stacking up on each other here. As we see Yido on 1 HP pick up another kill. That's going to be a triple kill for Yido. As we see Maestro go ahead. Quads on 4 pieces. But the frag grenade comes out. It's going to be 9 days, but we're in a 1v1 situation.
Dax is going to have to go huge and get this pick quick. He's already down to almost 10 seconds. Down to 10 now. Hopefully he's got enough to hear that. And he gets it. He doesn't have time. He didn't get on the diffuser quick enough.
So the player was not able to get back in, so we'll go ahead and have a rehost so we can get Spidey back into the game. Yep, Bob, we are 1 step ahead of you. So we're going to be seeing a 3-2 split for Rated Gaming as we go into this first rehost. We need to go ahead and let them know to leave the game.
Nuclear there.
So while we are going on a rehost, we won't cut to a break because I believe it's just going to be a quick one. But we can talk about something that the North America Contender League is trying to do. We're trying to expand out a little bit. So if you are a college student or you recently just graduated and you have any type of business/marketing experience, we are looking to bring on some interns here. So like a lot of internships, it is not a paid position. However, you will be making commission off of everything that you can bring in, as well as if you are doing an internship and it is for college and your college accepts the credit usage, you can get your credits knocked out as well. So we're going to be trying to expand into that. We've already started it. We have a couple members on. We're looking for a few more. It's going to be a first come, first serve type of thing. So that's kind of exciting. We're going to go ahead and just get everything set back up. Shouldn't be too long. Hopefully, it was just like a random bug glitch with Rated and Spidey's able to get back in right away. Hopefully nothing as far as the internet or anything like that goes down. But we're in a 3-2 situation here. Clay, you are prior Rated gaming player. If you're 3-2, I mean, you lost the round, I won't say purely because of losing someone early on. What are you doing going into this final round of defense to make sure you go into a 4-2 split?
Personally, going into the 3-3 right now with the the 3-2 going into the last round of your defensive half. Oregon being a defensive favored map, you definitely want to come out on top with the round count. So I would potentially look at maybe going back down to basement because Rated won that site pretty handedly, in my opinion. It was off of the back of Spidey picking up a triple kill, but people were holding the proper angles. They completely countered that freezer push, and unless Rivals comes out with that really, well done split push like they did that last round on top floor. If they can pull that out on basement, it could give them some trouble. But in my opinion, as Rated, I would go back down to the basement because they did win that site handedly.
Yeah, so we saw the first round come out, and Rivals took the first round in dorms. And then they went back up there, Rated won, and then Rated won on a 3-round win streak. They won dorms, they won basement, and they won the kitchen split. And then we saw them go back to dorms and they lost it. So I agree 100% that they need to go back downstairs. It seems like dorms is one of the more favorable sites for defenders. However, it doesn't always work out. It's Oregon is still one of those newer maps that people are still feeling around, getting their strats down right. I won't say it's attacker sided or defender sided quite yet. I think most people at home would agree with that. Like, it kind of depends on the operator bans, how it's going to be swung.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's not more defender sided because of that thermite ban. That definitely takes some huge hard breach utility away from the attackers. With Rivals banning that out starting on the attack, it was very surprising in my opinion. But they're making it work still. You know what I mean? They're going into the last round, only a round down. They could potentially go into the split 3-3, and it's. I'm not gonna, I will agree with you saying Oregon isn't necessarily defender sided or attacker sided, but the game Siege, the entirety of the game of Siege, in my opinion, is a more defender sided game because no matter what, you have to wait for all you have to do is wait for the attackers to come to you, and if you can win your gunfights, you win. So, if I was Rated and they go into the split 3-3, I would be a little worried.
Yeah, Oregon's one of those maps that if you're going in there and you're even on round count, it's not looking good for you. Like you said, Siege in general defense are usually it's defender sided. There are a few exceptions. I believe Coastline tends to be more attacker sided, as it really just comes down to who's more aggressive and wins the gunfights.
Yeah, Coastline's pretty much just Call of Duty Rainbow Six. So
It is, except there's no response until the round's over.
Exactly.
It's search and destroy for a couple more rounds than normal.
Yeah, Coastline, really being one of the outliers, I think Theme Park could potentially join that club as well. But if you look at the rest of the comp map pool rotation, you could look at Cafe, Clubhouse. You could say those maps are definitely more defender sided. Villa, obviously, Villa's been one of the most defender sided maps from tier 1 down to tier 4 since its inception.
One of those maps, I'm sad that we lost Border. However, I want Consulate out. I want Consulate removed. I hate Consulate with a burning passion. I think it's one of the stupidest maps. I'd rather play comp on plane. I'm just kidding. No, that would be terrible. But no.
You'd just be trading out one straight line map for another straight line map.
It would. And I really hope the new house rework is able to be brought into competitive play. It's not the greatest rework. I do like it more than the original house. But like thinking about it, maybe just randomly they'll throw Bartlett University in there.
That's really awesome.
I would definitely like to see Bartlett get a heavy rework before it would ever even come back into the ranked map pool. I can see Consulate being a solid map if they reworked it. Border, the same case. I used to love Border, but it's just one of the stalest maps. It was the same reason why everyone used to love Oregon and then hated it out of nowhere, because it was so stale. Nothing. If you went and played Border, nothing was surprising. You knew how the attackers were going to attack. You knew how the defenders were going to defend. It was the same thing with old Oregon before the rework. So, I'm definitely glad that Oregon got reworked, and it's probably competitively hands down my favorite map right now. Even though the meta hasn't been truly fleshed out or anything, I truly believe that Oregon as a map is probably, I think will end up being one of the more balanced maps in the competitive map rotation.
I'm kind of interested to see what Ubisoft decides to do with the maps that absolutely no one likes,
Defenders, protect your bombs
such
from being
as
defused by
Hereford Base,
attackers.
Tower, Favela. Those maps, are you just gonna like lock it? Like, oh, we're going. Okay, rated.
All right.
You guys.
They're gonna stick to their guns.
I thought you had a dominating performance down there and in the basement, but we're gonna go ahead and go back up top here. We'll see how it works out. One thing I do not like on the setup though is the double reinforcement here onto the attic from the inside. I feel like
10
if
seconds
you,
to go.
From attic to trophy.
yeah, if you like open that up with either
5 seconds
footholds or head level holes, that allows for a little bit more play. Like you can still play in attic until someone pushes you out.
Defuse it.
Yeah,
It's like a
definitely.
rotation.
I've seen Rated run that before. I mean, I shouldn't say I've seen Rated run it before because the last time Rated played Oregon, I was playing. But we did run that where we left half of it soft. It's definitely a double-edged sword. If you're not, if you're focusing on the pressure from big tower to attic, you can definitely get screwed from, main stairs or master bedroom. You can definitely get caught out if you're not being that wall being soft and open up. So I see the the reasoning to reinforce it, but I do agree. I think if you play that correctly, it's definitely.
So interesting that Cashew's gonna be hopping over to the Ying. I think rivals may have thought that they're going down to the basement as someone's being pushed into the garage. Shots are being fired here. Valkyrie's missing. I think Valkyrie acted a little too fast. Her sound 2 gave it away. Unlucky for Rome, but he's now in a dangerous position as the Cashew gets the open kill onto his own team. That is going to be your no-brand Ash main out for the count.
Last round of the split.
Valkyrie's getting drone, deny 1, get a second there. That's more intel denied. So that's one thing that I think teams don't look at too much is that after the round, a lot of players will just leave their drones. That might have been the Ash's drone, and I'm just kind of speaking to nothing here, but it's something that I've been noticing that sometimes you don't position your drones after the prep phase in a good spot, and those roaming defenders are able to have a free pick, and that's getting the intel denied.
Not to divulge trade secrets, but while I was still active on the rated roster, that is one thing when we would VOD review that we did notice a lot of teams in the Western Conference did, is they would do their initial drone, and then they would not set up, a entry like a Zofia or their Ash would not set that drone up to hold a flank or, to watch just a high traffic area that defenders usually going to travel through. And I definitely would say that we would try our best to capitalize on that. And I believe that Rated is still going with that philosophy.
So your Sophia and your Ash are down. This could be your primary entries. You still have the Habana up to maybe open up some holes here as we see a second frag come out. That's going to be Yudo getting another one. The C4 coming from below. If she's not careful, she's going to hit herself. She runs out. The timing.
Where and
Capital gets 2.
double. That's unfortunate for the defenders. They
Off screen.
don't stack up.
Off screen there, Combo picked up 1 as well. So that's a 3-way switch. Now we're at an even man count as the drone comes in, instantly denied by Bobs, but he's gonna elect to stay where he was.
Bobs is in actually like a really powerful position. Being able to smoke that and actually getting that hit, which is really surprising. He doesn't know someone else is on that breach though, and that's where he gets picked from.
All you have to do here if you're ready to game is play time is Habana's gonna push in here. Pre-fire's coming now, and Habana lands the headshot. That Dax kill. That's a 3v3 on the split. Oh, that's the shot of your life right there. That is, wow.
That's a great shot from Honda right there. I would be incredibly hyped clutching that round out. I'm sure he is as well. So 3-3 going into this split on Oregon. Again, like we said prior during the rehost, if I was rated, I would be a little bit worried right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those times where whoever your IGL is needs to be kind of calming everyone down. It doesn't even have to be your IGL; it can be your team captain at this point. But just you lost a round that you should have won. Don't let that get to your team's head because that is a momentum changer, and that's why momentum is a huge thing, not only in sports in general, but in competitive esports.
Attackers need to
Is that you
locate
see a
and
lot of
defuse as
times
many
these
bombs
players
as they
get into
can.
their own head when rounds aren't going the way they want. you see a lot of players start to shut down. And your job as an IGL or a captain, depending on what kind of role they perform in the team, is to make sure your team keeps a cool head. So if you're rated after that round, make sure everyone's keeping a cool head because you're not out. There's still a very long game ahead of you.
There's still plenty of rounds to be played. I don't feel like rated would be too worried at this point. 3-3 split. You know, I mean, essentially you go into the side switch on a 2-2. And that's just the way that you have to look at it. And, you know, if that mentality rings true, I mean, you could definitely see rated come back and take some rounds on attack.
I think this round's going to be very pivotal for either team. If whoever wins this, I believe, takes the momentum. I know that's kind of like a default thing to say. They're like, oh yeah, if you win a round, you're going to have momentum. But especially on a 3-3 split going into the half, whoever takes that first round, especially if it's the attackers, that is huge. As we see Bob's already working. So Raid's going to elect to go for maybe more of a construction big tower take, which we were talking about earlier.
Looks like Bob's actually did about 50 damage to goalie on the Goyo through the wall early. That's going to be unfortunate for him on some gunfights later in the round.
See you on the other side.
So interesting, not only is he bringing the Vector, he's bringing the Vector silenced.
It's a misconception, actually. It's the extended barrel.
Oh, it's extended barrel. Yeah.
They introduced it with Goyo. It looks exactly like a silencer. It's just like 3 feet long. I hate the exact same.
Unfortunately, in our 720 stream here in Discord, the details not come out. As the C4 comes raining out, nothing's going to land. And 2 players on Humble Fraggers are below 50 HP. We're going to see the Coyote extremely low, but Maverick was unable to trick the wall. Habana's going to be working over there by the red, trying to open that up as well. But that's going to be Spidey down, and Spidey's out, as I believe that's going to be the Mute picking up the opening kill. The smoke grenade canisters are raining out, trying to do some damage. Nothing going to land. Another C4 being rained out. Toss, but again, nothing connecting. You still have 2 players extremely low on the side of Humble Fraggers' rivals. Some drones coming out here, trying to get some intel as we see the Habana, or the Sophia pushing in closely. Shoots the impact drone, or the impact grenade there. I think she was maybe trying to get a Goyo shield there. But that's going to be someone down. Rome pushes in, cleans up the kill. Drone's coming out. Yido picks up the second one onto Cashew. It's going to be an immediate swing. Momentum. Bob's getting the plant down, but we see Goyo here on the flank immediately. But Yido's going to pick up a kill onto Honda Lover. That's going to be a second kill. As now Goyo's the last one, but he gets the person that was defusing. But Habana's going to push in here and eliminate the Goyo, and that's going to be the attackers taking the first round. This is huge.
Needed that one. Like you said prior, it's going to be the momentum shift, and hopefully, you know, Rated can keep carrying that momentum forward. It was a pretty clean take too, honestly. Besides losing Spidey, I mean, and Yido picking up a triple kill, I believe, that round. They did really well. They got their utility down, opened up the walls, and then just pushed in with the aggression, and it worked for them.
So we're going to go ahead and see the defenders switch sides, which is one of my favorite things to see. I love when teams do this. I am a big person on saying that if you lose a site, progress with your site rotation. Go to the next one. Don't ever play the same site twice. That's my own personal belief as a former IGL. I don't know how you feel about that, but you can certainly talk to that.
I mean, as you can see, I mean, they would run dorms. They ran dorms twice, both times. We usually ran it twice, and if it didn't work after 2, we wouldn't change the site. You know, the first round, especially like round 1 when Rated was first defending upstairs and they lost it, it's not too surprising, and you can't really be that upset about it because you don't know where they're going to be pushing from, how they're going to be attacking things. So that first round, you take it more as like or the second round, when you go into that and go back to the same site, you take it as an adaptation. Okay, they push from this, so how do we set ourselves up to make sure we counter that push? And as you saw, they did the exact thing on the second round. Took the round pretty quick. So I mean, I don't see a problem with replaying a site, but like if you get smacked on a site, I would call for a site change real quick. Like if you get flawless, you know, your first time defending a site, I would call for a site switch, because at that point, you know, come back to it later. See what you need to do, adapt, and come back to it later 100%.
Unless it's your strongest site and you really have no other plan. Like if you're playing consulate and you only have one good side at defending.
Bomb located by attackers.
This is an incredibly aggressive angle from Enzo, and he actually missed the potential headshot onto the Habana she crossed.
So interesting enough, Enzo was our not he was not our last Playday, but one more prior to that, he was our MVP. He actually went off with the Womai, so hopefully maybe this switch we'll see Enzo go ahead and start picking it up and maybe he'll be able to lead his team to victory as Sophia and Yudo's just really doing a lot of damage down there in classroom and gets the electrical off the wall. Gets the mute jammer, just a lot of intel being destroyed here by Yudo.
He did try to throw another one onto the wall unless he threw it too late. That means that generator wall is open. It's an interesting setup that they have. You know, they're extended out very horizontally. You know, with the Womai playing in taxidermy and the castle kind of playing from armory to, you know, with the master bedroom wall open, it definitely hampers the, you know, the master bedroom side take. But you would have to wait for your attic players to push in and across to be able to get that pressure down. Good pick from Rome. Like a pretty long range pick. Goalie on the refrag on the Ito.
Yeah, so we're gonna get down here now to what we would call the site execution. The drones have come out. The attackers should know where pretty much everyone's sitting here. We're just gonna be waiting for that one play, the intel to come out. And here it is, the grenades come out, but Bob's getting the kill on the Enzo. Our attackers looking to be pushing in here, but Goalie Monkey's gonna immediately respond on a kill onto Dax. That's gonna be a double kill on the castle. Kaid's TCSG is absolutely blasting. Nothing's gonna be landing as we're still in the 3v3 stalemate. Shots raining out, and we're gonna see Goalie Monkey pick it up one. Honda picks up one on the Spidey, and that's gonna be immediately turning this round around. This combo finishes it out with a kill on the Rome.
They were definitely holding the right angles. You know, they knew where the attackers were coming from, and I mean, shut them down. It's a good job from the defenders, honestly.
And they make me eat my words. As I said, the 3v3 is extremely even. We're waiting for the utility to be thrown by the attacker side, and the push is coming out. And then as I say that, the defenders take out two attackers, and it turns into a 3v1.
The attackers established enough map control with that round. With Enzo playing in that position in taxidermy with the shield, with the castle supporting him in armory, definitely made it harder for the attackers to move in and take that master bedroom control. You know, Habana got the wall open, but they couldn't use it because they weren't able to clear out the castle and the armory. They ended up getting a lot of picks. I think Goldie got a triple kill that last round.
On castle nonetheless. And we're gonna see here, we're not going to the basement, we're going into the meeting kitchen split.
This is a really good site if you can hold it vertically 100%. Probably one of the better sites on this map, I would say, for a defender, besides the top floor. I mean, I could definitely see the default rotation once the meta gets established for the top floor, mid floor, then basement. But one thing I would have liked to have seen from the defenders come out here is the clash. As weird as that may sound, that clash can really delay a lot of time, especially if the attackers try to push from the tower side.
Which is something I believe at this level you don't see too much of. You'll see a couple teams bring out the clash, but a lot of teams feel like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a mental thing that like she doesn't have a gun in her hand and she's just a shield. She's just could be the intel. But a great clash player can change the entire game. Can really just change an entire team's lineup. Like if you have a clash with a good backup, like someone supporting her, the game's over. You can't do anything.
Well, I mean, look how many explosives Raiders bring. All they have really is Ito and Maverick with the frags. If you threw both of Zophia's impacts and both of Maverick's frags at Clash, and she had shield up in front of them, she would probably be a little bit under 50 HP. You know what I mean? And then like when it comes time to execute, you don't have the frag grenades to be able to deal with, you know, maestro cams or, you know, castle barricades or whatever the case is. That's why I personally love bringing Clash on sites where you really want to try to burn out as much as you can, because I mean, she just stands there and doesn't get killed as long as she has a shield facing the attackers.
So we're going to see the Valkyrie cam pick up the intel that's going to be relayed to the defenders. They know where the push is coming from. Now it's up to them to act on that information. I think the IQ got the Valkyrie cams towards the end there. But the grenade comes out to deal with the shield. It hits, and the shield's going to be down. But we're going to see the opening kill go to Honda on the Kaid. That's going to be Yuto down. That was your carry for this game. And the Sophia. That's a lot of utility out early with 1 minute and 30 left.
Yeah, losing the Sophia, if she hadn't used her impacts or her stuns yet, definitely hurts. Doesn't seem like IQ is aware that Valkyrie is playing on basement stairs right now.
That's the irony of the flank watch right there with that camera. You think it's in a great spot, but it's turned just slightly not to see Valkyrie, so she can be sitting here the entire time as the C4 goes out. And it lands! That's going to be Rome on the IQ off the board.
It's good team communication right there. I'm sure she had a Valk cam up watching that angle, and as soon as her teammate called it, she threw the nitro and popped it. Ended up picking up essentially her hardest counter in the game, so good job on the Valkyrie.
Now Rated Gaming has to respect that the Valkyrie can still be below. She doesn't have a C4. The Valkyrie's gonna do the smart thing. Go ahead and rotate back to meeting. Force Rated Gaming to take from a different side. And almost like Rated's gonna go for a top take here. Do a little bit of remodeling through the floor. Apply pressure in the kitchen. I believe they're gonna go push like towards the end of this, you're gonna drop the hatch and push in the kitchen. And not not to go to meeting. But the push is coming out here.
Pushes in.
He pushes and he's going for the plant. Do the defenders know this? Can they hold the angles? Habana picks up one. Bob's getting the plant, and the plant goes down. Enzo is dropped. It's a 2v2, but oh no, Spidey drops out. It's gonna be all to Dax, and the shotgun comes out. He's down. Oh no!
Unfortunate. They had no idea where that smoke was, and he swung the corner at the perfect time.
Defender mission successful.
If obviously I'm not there, I don't hear the comms, which I wish we could just like have a way other than going down there and joining their channel, which could be distracting. But if you're the Buck, you see the Maverick planting there. What benefit does it give to your team to drop?
I think that round was won, honestly. I mean, you have a shotgun attached to the bottom of your AR. You just shoot out the floor right where Bob's put the diffuser down, and you just watch it from above and hold your white stairs in case someone tries to flank up, and you have the audio cue if someone hops on the diffuser. It should have been an instant round win or it should have been a lockout for the attackers. But for some reason, Spidey decided to drop the hatch and ended up getting smacked with a K-bar, and Rated loses that round.
I don't. We might be speaking to something that was an accident. Maybe he was trying to reposition and accidentally fell down the hatch. Because as soon as it didn't look like he meant to drop. Because like he almost looked as confused as we were.
I don't think he meant to drop, because I think if he did, I think he would have been trying to play for the refrag onto Bob's, but it looked like he was looking into server, which Dax already had, so I don't believe he meant to drop.
Bomb located by attackers.
And we've all been there. I remember when Bank was in the competitive pool, I was map tricking on one of the hatches, and the hatch just decided to give out before I was ready to get off the hatch, and you know we're only 30 seconds into the round, and there's a Maverick in the middle of sight.
You gotta capitalize on your mistakes, right? Gotta play it like you meant it and just push the sight and try to get as many frags as you can before you die.
Oh, there's a lot of good stories of accidental engagements, as our observer was Amaru and just went straight into hookah billiards within 5 seconds into the round and was just confused on why he was in sight and no one was around there to answer it. But anyway, we're going to be downstairs in a 5-4 split. Maverick is already doing some good work here on the wall, as Kaid throws the electric claw and hits his own player.
A little bit of team damage, you know, make sure the smoke's awake.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I would not want to get hit with an electric claw. That thing would do some damage.
Yeah, that wouldn't feel very good. But let's not forget here too, this is a site that Rated won pretty handedly on attack. I believe they only lost one player from attacking, so I mean potentially the defenders could come around, adapt, and know exactly what they need to do.
So they're trying to bait the C4 here almost, as Kaid went to go throw it, then dropped it. It's going to be soft, but Buck here was in a kind of an awkward position. If if the defenders were ready for that, they could have executed on that soft wall and then shot the bug. But the Bucks get to go ahead and open up the wall, and we're just waiting for the attackers to make their final move. As Spidey here is on low HP, the intel's trying to come out. The defenders are almost all at full health. But the first kill comes out by Yido. The second one answers as well. It's going to be a 5v3 as Yido pushes into sight. Looking to get more.
Okay.
Yido just decides, you know what, this is my side. As Dax has ended, Enzo gets the kill on the Dax, but the plant is going down. Someone turns the corner, but Spidey picks one off into the background. They turn the corner, and that's Kaid. The Kaid answers, and Enzo gets a kill on the Bobs. Enzo gets a kill on the Spidey. That's the Sophia down. I believe we're going to be in a 1v2 situation post-plant. It's going to be all down to Rome, as Kaid's still on 100 HP.
Rome's above. I don't know if they know where he is. I don't think they do. That C4 tells me they have no clue where Rome is right now. He could lock this out.
Depending on where it was planted, he can play this entire round, which I think he is going to on top of the hatch. As there it is, he gets the first and he drops. Oh my god! What is? Wow. Okay, we're dropping.
1v2 clutch. Prone dropping hatches is my favorite thing to do because the animation is so weird.
That's one of the scariest things that I think I've watched today. This man just asked him straight up if he liked pancakes as he flopped onto the ground. And then we saw Yido just absolutely with some BDE just walking into sight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, someone must have droned out sight, saw that up to supply closet was free, and Yido pushed into sight and got a couple of picks off of it. Either that or he just said, yeet, and threw himself into sight and ended up picking up a 2K. So, good job on him either way, and really good job on Rome playing that perfectly. Didn't drop the hatch too early, and clutched out a 1v2.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So we're seeing a 5-5 split. Rivals electing to go back upstairs. They could be like, no, you know what, guys? Maybe downstairs is the play. As it was actually extremely close. What seemed like it was going to be an easy attacker-sided round, somehow out of nowhere, Rivals just answered back with a huge frag after frag after frag. And it was a 2v1, and it was a great play by Rome to do exactly that. He was still upstairs. He was on the roam. He was watching from hatch. It was a very intelligent play. Kudos to him. As we see Rivals doing what we talked about earlier, and exactly what they did that first round they came up here, leaving half of that wall soft, which worked out for them great.
My magnets will protect us.
That's the way that Rivals held this site last time they were up here holding it was, I mean, really well done, honestly. Like I said, that armory hold on that castle, assisting Enzo on the Lanai while he plays in taxidermy, that, I mean, threw the attackers off. I don't think they knew how to handle that situation.
So Grizzly Spidey taking the reverse repel, and they're just going to go ahead and enter the top floor. T3 here of the big tower. Maverick's always going to work over here, trying to make the wall soft, and someone's playing extremely close to that wall. If they have a C4, they got to be careful. It's going to be Kaid. He's going to have the C4, but Buck is holding a great angle here. It's going to come down to who lands the shot first. As the C4 is in his hand, it's being wait to be ripped. Is he going to go ahead and throw it? The wall's open, the C4 comes out, it's going to land, and that's going to take Spidey down to 50 HP. However, it's not going to end him, but immediately Dax on the Habana picks up the kill, and Honda was overextended, out of position, and fully taken advantage of.
That's a really early pick from him, or for Rated too. I mean, that's one less gun you have up to be able to hold an angle. If Rated can keep this momentum moving, we could see this site turn out a lot different than it did last time.
So Buck is just completely annihilating this wall as they know someone's behind, but the Womai's going to catch the grip of the frag grenade. The two stuns come out, they're going to go ahead and get rid of any other intel that was there. Someone is playing as someone was hit. Was he hit with the frag grenade or was he hit with a bullet there? I think he was hit with a bullet.
Bounced off his leg and it threw it off. That's both of Maverick's grenades gone and that shield is still up. Dax picking off Enzo though. That is exactly what they needed to be able to push into this site.
Rome's in a very good position being... Oh, but he's going to go ahead and drop down as I say that. Well, okay then, Rome. Well, he's giving it back.
Going back. Okay.
He heard it.
He heard your call and he's ready. Mute playing that vault angle.
So everyone's in a very good spot, and they still have a lot of time here, so they're going to try to get some picks, but no! Immediately, Cashew with that SMG-11 is going to end Buck's life. He's going to go ahead and he's going to drop off here. IQ's not going to have a play at him. But that other person inside the attic's going to throw down some fire and try to pressure him, but he's going to be completely safe. This is where that last Maverick grenade's really going to come in hand, but no, they already threw it, and it was a bad throw. It unfortunately hit the Buck, and it was a wasted grenade. As we see Goalie Monkey here with the UMP sneaking back. I don't think they know.
If there's not a drone that saw him, Rated is losing this round.
Well, he has to be extremely careful here because he doesn't know exactly where everyone is as he tries to get the Sophia. The UMP is a terrible gun, but he gets up the first kill. It's going to be a 3v3, but Bob's putting on the plan. Rome picks up the kill. On to combo. It's going to be a 2v3. The C4 comes out. It's going to land. No, he doesn't even explode it, but he does, and he takes his own damage. It's going to be a 3v2 post-plan situation. The attackers are out. They're holding angles. This is a very, very, very bad situation now for your defenders.
Defenders were in a decent position prior. Looks like Rome knew that Mute was already there and capitalized on that one.
And it all comes down to Goalie Monkey on the castle, and one of the worst guns in the game, and that doesn't matter. He's not going to be able to fire it at all. Dax sitting outside just waiting for someone to come up the main stairs and says, hey Castle, I know you guys have a really bad gun. I'm going to make your day worse. You're not even going to get the opportunity to use it.
Rated stringing a couple of rounds together when it really matters. I mean, this could 100% end up being a draw, but we could also see Rated lock this out. If they can fix the mistakes they made on this site last time, attacking this site last time, we could see Rated lock this out and take the 3 points out of this.
This is my favorite time in competitive Siege as 6v5, because your attackers don't want to tie at all. They don't want to tie. So they're going to be aggressive, but they can't be too aggressive because then they'll throw. And your defenders are doing everything in their nature to just secure that 1 point. This is what it all comes down to. This is Rainbow Six Siege esports right here. This is why we play competitive.
Absolutely. I'm sure that Rivals will more than likely hold the site this probably the exact same way they did last time. They won the round. You look at it, you really shouldn't need to change anything unless they saw some obvious mistakes they calmed to each other during the round they played last time. And when it comes to Rated, if Bob's on the Maverick is putting that plant down, hopefully Spidey on the Buck doesn't accidentally drop the hatch again and get knifed in the butt.
5 seconds left.
This is like the times where I want to think like how much that thermite ban is impacting the attacking teams, because thermite is like almost an essential part to a lot of attacks. Like you can ban the Thatcher, and you see teams, especially here on Oregon, bring Kali with no problem. It's like, okay, you're fine, you ban the Thatcher, bring the Kali without a doubt. But banning thermite, that's a hard reach down. As we see, maybe our first engagement coming out here between Nito and the upstairs Mute. But Mute's gonna go ahead and just back off in the attic here. It's also gonna back off and hold an angle. Humble Frager's Rivals just kind of sitting back, waiting for Rated to make the play. They're kind of just teasing them here as they're like, hey, if you guys want the win, you got to come get it. We're just trying to secure it and tie.
I like how they have a decent amount of reinforcements committed upstairs as well, because the vertical play is really important on these mid-floor sites. Reinforcing off Game's wall, which I believe just got it's really smart that they're dedicating some of that utility to make sure that their players roaming off site can be safe.
I keep hearing screaming, and I wasn't sure what it was coming from, and I thought someone was getting shot. No, it's Maverick hitting the electrical.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I was telling you, the electric claws are painful.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be near one.
So Castle just made you like. It's one of those things you don't think about. The way that was a really risky play by Castle, walking in front of his barricade there. Yeah, it's barricaded, but you can still see your feet. And the way the attackers' guns work right now, they just need to land a couple of bullets there, and you're down and then out.
But capitalize on a lot of these defenders rotating. Seems like they have some intel on what's going on site. It looks like Rated's going for a meeting side push instead of the kitchen take this time.
Yeah, we see Maverick over there with Habana doing a little bit of work. Looks like IQ's either going to rotate up. No, she could go for the window here. Because she might see that that's barricaded off in the kitchen, which means that she could go in. If I was smoke right there, I'd just make a little bit of a hole. Just make a hole in the barricades. You see the castle barricade gets ripped off now. He's not going to go for the replace on that. So that's going to be allowing both attackers and defenders to rotate in through. As the first kill comes out with only 35 seconds left in the game. Rome gets the kill onto combo. More shots being fired out here as IQ goes ahead and gets a little bit more into the night, but Maverick's getting picked off here. We're in a 4v4. Doctor's gonna go ahead and rotate back down now toward the main stairs. We have 22 seconds left. The attackers have to make a move here. You don't want to tie, you need to win. As goalie's picked off, and that's exactly what you need. Rome gets the double kill on the round. 15 seconds left. The plant needs to go down as Castro's down. It's a 4v2 situation. Valkyrie's offside. Kaid's offside. The plant can go down. Kaid's down. It all comes down to the Valkyrie as she's pushing in now through lobby into split. She's inside meeting. The plant's down. She looks around the corner. The IQ comes, but Rome's not able to land any shots. It's all down to Valkyrie. She gets the triple kill, but she turns the corner and it's not going to land. That's game over. Rated Gaming takes it here at the end.
Dax picking up that final kill to secure the win for Rated. Good job from Rated Gaming to string those last few attack rounds together and come out with the 3 points.
My heart was pounding at the end of that game. As that Valkyrie turned the corner in the meeting, got the kill on the IQ, and then turned again and got another kill, I didn't even see the player.
No, Dax did a really good job, honestly. You know, during most of your normal post-plant situations, you want to back out of sight and just hold passive angles, but that Valkyrie was about to go